Welcome! Yes, it is time. My first and official workshop build submission. Now, as of right now, as you're seeing this, once you've obviously finished the video, this will be available to download on everyone's world. As you can see with the title of the video, this is mini enclosures for both mini dinosaurs. I don't think there's any other mini creatures. Oh, I guess Lycosaurus is not a mini creature, a mini dinosaur, so it could be creature as well. But this is a mini enclosure for those small creatures. I did test it out. Majority of them work. When I mean majority, I mean pretty much all of them. I did try the Metrodon, but that didn't work. But this is an enclosure with its own viewing gallery. The enclosure is connected with the viewing gallery, so once you download the actual workshop config, or the blueprint, this blueprint, you will be able to just place it down. Now, I will say the only thing you'll probably have to add in is the feeder, depending if it's a carnivore or not. Foliage, obviously both with carnivore and herbivores, and omnivore, if you're talking about Oviraptor. And then the gate in order to get inside. But all these features have been accounted for. There's a little piece where the gate can go. And I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. Just me going through the whole blueprint. This took, I kid you not, 3 hours. I woke up at 9 p.m. I'm supposed to be switching over to day schedule. I'm screwing myself hard here because I'll have to work tomorrow for another 12 hours. So I'll be staying up for 12 hours. I don't know, maybe. I might go to sleep for like 4. But I always say I'm going to go to sleep for 4 and then never actually go to sleep for 4. But if I go to sleep for more bars, it'll be a score. Bars. Either way, this is just me building the actual viewing gallery. The fencing part is like super easy. And to be honest, maybe I could add a little bit more to make it more flair. But that's what I kind of want to do in the sense of, well, two things. One, it allows you, the consumer, to actually delve into what they want to use in their own world. As well as I'm lazy. Ain't nobody got time for that. This took 3 hours. I did have a live stream on the side, so maybe I got distracted here and there. But I was trying pretty hard. And as for my first build, I'm pretty proud of it. It's on the workshop right now, and a bunch of people have already used. I say a bunch of people. It looked like 6 people. But 6 is a lot for me. My normal videos get like 51 views on a good day. So that's already like 6%. I'm just playing. That's probably like 10% or something like that. I don't even think it's 10%. It's probably like 7. We're not going to do math here. But I try to go through, let me talk about the building. I try to go through multiple iterations of like what I want it to look like. Also, this is my first time actually dealing with how Mr. Mansley, you just jumped on me. Don't attack me. I recorded a video. So this is the first time I'm actually dealing with the workshop and all the foliage and all that stuff without dealing with rocks. I don't know where a lot of stuff is, so it's a bunch of me just looking around everywhere, and just pretty much placing filler blocks like this right here. What is that? What did I just put there? And some of the stuff gets changed because obviously I decide to add a little bit more detail later on. But I do like the windows they added in this. I might mention that in the actual recording. I believe I did, because this is before everything else. But you see me dabbling in a few things. I mean, to be honest with you, it's nothing really crazy. And that's, I guess, the bright side at the end of this tunnel here is the fact that anyone can do this. I have no expertise in this type of modular building. That was the word I was looking for earlier. I haven't played Planet Coaster. I haven't played Planet Zoo. I've dabbled. I like that word. Dabbled. Mr. Manzi, stop stabbing me. I'm trying to record a video. I've played Prehistoric Kingdom, but it's still a little janky to me in that game. Something feels janky in that game. And with this, it doesn't feel janky. So that's a good feature, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what they did. But as you can see here, I'm just going through a bunch of stuff. I wanted to add a little bit of flair. I've also have someone else's building next to mine. It's another building from the workshop. And I was using it as reference to be like, what should I have incorporated? But I wasn't copying it. As you can see at the very end, my thing is completely different from his. Which, you know, I guess an argument could be said, well, if it's on the workshop, it's free use, which technically that's exactly what that means. But, you know, I wanted to make my own thing and just, you know, incorporate a little bit of stuff that I saw on this guy's, or gal's, or item of sort, or thing. We don't know. And, you know, it's 2025, about to be 2026. You can be whatever you want. And I support it all. Unless it's like, you know, an evildoer deciding to do evil things. But either way, I really try to incorporate this weird little cylinder thing because I spent so long trying to make it look good, and I end up canning it because it looks ugly. Now, I decide to incubate the copies, because that's what these enclosures are here for. They're for these guys. And the main purpose of these enclosures, which I probably mention it later on in the video, but I'm down to repeat things, mainly just because I have to fill in the void of me speaking right now, is to use actually in campaign and challenge mode. Because I would either make a hole in the ground and just shove them in there, but it looks ugly. And, you know, some people, they decide to speed run the campaign, which I felt like I was starting to do. So I started to just, you know, slow down a little bit, enjoy the campaign. I mean, majority of the campaign, and I'm assuming the sandbox, would just be make a 5-star park with small side objectives and people talking, intermits with it all. But, you know, it's still like, you know, it's everything different here. Like some of the parks have like, you know, themes on it. This one, it was like, well, you can't tranquilize any of the creatures, or, you know, we wanted meat eaters. I mean, I guess the resemblance there would be like, you know, for the Japan one, it's like, well, we want dinosaurs who look like dragons because it's Japan. I don't know. That was the continuity in my head. There's a sick park. There was a guy who was like, well, I don't care about long necks, the big dudes, and all that jazz. So, but I mainly just made them early so I could put them in the enclosures to make sure it actually works. Because if we need to make it a little bit bigger, we can. And it turns out we can actually make it a little bit smaller. So if you want to go in and edit it, you can. That's the cool thing about the workshop. You can actually just download somebody's stuff and just mess with it. I decided later on not to add any foliage. I don't know why I'm saying that's so weird. Decided not to add any, you know, planted foliage. Why am I saying foliage? That sounds so weird. I think I'm saying it wrong. Either way, we're gonna go with it. I'm not cutting this out because I gotta fill in the void. Decided not to add any planters, which you would have to place, because that takes up space, and at the time I didn't know that this was a big enclosure for them. As well as, you know, you can see later on, some of the creatures need different things, and you can design the enclosures on however you want. And they look amazing with the stuff you can add on to them. So you really don't even need for me to place anything. Now you can, and it's full game every day. You know, if you want to add some big trees and all that stuff, go ahead and do that. I suggest it, because make it your own here, people. Make it your own. We don't gatekeep. But you know, at this point, I'm just putting up the finishing touches. Also, there's don't remember the squid, but that's a squid there. I'm calling it now. If they end up adding you know, an aquatic creature, a Klanikin, I forgot. I think that's the actual terror bird. I don't remember the squid dude's names, and I'm not gonna put it in the video. But just know if they add a prehistoric octopus or squid, I called it, because it's in the little decoration. It's not in the game yet. Wake up, people. It's in the files. I don't know what I'm talking about. I do apologize. For people who don't watch my stuff, I also apologize to you. But respectfully, you know, it is what it is. I'm not like all these other creators. I just start rambling. And I think I have something wrong with my brain, but respectfully, I won't know until I perish. Also, looking at the floors here, I was trying to look for the see-through floor. We find it later. I forgot what it's called. I think it's like light something floor or something like that. Or see-through or greenhouse. It's in the game. You just have to look. Don't be lazy like me. But here I'm just adding, you know, I'm trying to do an awning thing, but see what actually fits on the roof. And I decided to do these, which these are windows, but they look cool, and they actually look like, you solar panels, which there are solar panels in the game as an option, but they're like really small. So I was like, we'll just use these as, the actual solar panels. Because we're go green here in Jurassic World Park or whatever, conservation. We're trying to not use power here. And here I'm just using the windows to make it look snazzy. These windows add so much depth to the build. And here I freeze. Just adding the random miscellaneous stuff to give it more life. To fill in basically the cement block that's these roofs. And just add a little bit more flair. Technically, you can add more if you want. I suggest you add more. I suggest everything here. You can add whatever you want. And this is where I started building the awning, because I wanted to have it to where they can walk up to the feeder or whatever whatever you decide to put under this feeder, in case it's raining, because you don't want your food to get wet. I don't think the dinosaurs. Well, I mean, technically the dinosaurs probably don't care, but. I don't want. If I had some coarse steak, I'm not trying to eat it in the rain. That's gonna be sad. And at this point, this is why I'm looking for that stupid the window thing to put on the floor. I ended up deciding to go with the green grass, to add a little bit more flair. I will show it in this next clip, which I ended up pausing because I thought I was gonna be end of it. But then I realized, we need to add lights. So then I go add lights, and I find it. It's called lights, life roofs, because it's sunlight roofs. I don't know why it's not just. It aggravates me. Just say glass. Either way, this is me adding all the lights. And now we cut to me. Welcome! We're finally done. Yes, I'm recording the not voiceover before the voiceover. But it doesn't matter. Look! I did it. I promised I was going to do it. I started around actually. Did I start around 9? I think I started around 9:30 p.m. And now it's about to be 12 p.m. Well, 12 a.m. Depending on how you see the hours. But look, we made our own. Oh, there's the glare from the sun. What is this, Battlefield? Look at it. It's amazing. My own creation. Got flights, got signs, got random windows, got some awnings. As you go through. And you can see the dinosaurs. Look, the compies. They're eating. And then you can switch cameras, go on a different level. And it looks all amazing. I like how this came out. Initially I was like, bruh. Also, I'll probably put it in the voiceover. I found the glass I was looking for. But yeah, I like how these look, the windows. This is so cool how they do this. It saves, I'm pretty sure it saves them data. And instead of having to do it the inside of a building, it also makes us save time inside a building as well. This looks amazing. As you see, the fence goes all the way around. Goes all the way. I'm sprinting with no legs. And I'll show these off in a second. To this gate, which opens up. Now, obviously, this won't come with the 3D print. Blueprint, but you just put it in there, as well as the feeder won't come with the enclosure. Hello, little guy. But yeah, this looks amazing. I'm probably gonna, before I upload it, the blueprint, which by the time you see this video, this should be uploaded. I'm gonna probably fix this part, mainly just so I have it blend in, and probably have this side blend in so it's a circle, so it's not just cuts off randomly. But I like how it looks, and to get a good scope of things, let's check it out. Above here, look at this. Oh my goodness. Now, obviously, it's just going to come with, which to be honest with you, I can just show you. This is what it's going to come with. It's just the actual enclosure and the lights on the outside, which I'll show in a second. The viewing gallery and the fence. Obviously, you have to put the gate in, all that stuff. And this is specifically to house the really small creatures. I'll just say dinosaurs. I don't think there's any small things that are not dinosaurs in here. Like Compy. And I'll show you later. Actually, I can just show you now. We come over here. You can house more Strepidus. Now, this is with the normal settings. Actually. The This guy's a little aggressive. Well, he is an aggressive trait. So he's just a meanie. How about you? He likes everything. Okay, so that guy was just the outlier. I will say this. If we press M, I know I'm everywhere. It does go on the outside. I don't know why. Now that may be because some things aren't actually connecting. But as you can see, those guys, like those guys are happy. Those guys are happy. These are all the small creatures in the game. This guy's just an outlier. Could you add more? I think you probably could. There's so much room in this enclosure, but I'm not gonna, put it over the brinks. But this is the normal batch for every single one. So Morris Trevor just came with 4, so 2 males, 2 females. This one I just wanted to see if you could put multiple in there to show that it also works, and it does. So you got the tacos. They're just vibing here, as well as where are they at? They're all super small. The guy in the long grass, which for him is long grass. The Microceratus, which the skin looks amazing. 2 cohabiting, and you can see it doesn't really take that much. I'm not really a big fan of like the foliage brush when it comes to like their planting stuff or the food that they ate. But with a small enclosure, it fits really well. Got a bunch of trees, not too big of trees, and the foliage looks amazing. As well as the type of painting brush that you need. Because, some of them need a little bit of arid, and you get 2 types of arid. And the pasture, we have different pastures. And we could probably put that over there. Did it ruin everyone's happiness? It ruined that guy's happiness. I'm sorry, little dude. I'll put it back. There you go. But I mean, since they're so small, it doesn't take that much. And maybe this is working because they have the outside bit. But, you get this blueprint as well, so technically it'll work in your favor. And then over here, we have these guys, which I'm pretty sure we can have way more in here as well. Yeah, these guys have a lot of cover, a lot of space. We can do a lot more here. Well, let's just show that off. Like I probably mentioned already, like I said, I'm recording this all later. This is meant for obviously if you want to build it in your sandbox, but this is meant for the story mission too. And hopefully sandbox, I haven't tested it out in sandbox, but if we go to the settings, we go to dinosaurs and we go to dinosaur comfortability, it's on. Now the only difference in settings is if they all have the fussy trait. Now that might have a capability on hardcore, or I mean not hardcore, challenge mode, which actually let me apply that real quick. And let's see who gets angry. They might be glitched out. Everyone still seems happy. It might be glitched out, but I feel like I can say this with a little bit of confidence that this works in the story missions, as well as I would assume challenger mode. I'm saying again. We do the repeat. It happens in every single game. With that being said, this looks amazing. It's small, compact. You don't have to, because this is exactly what I kept doing in my challenge modes. I mean, not my challenge mode. I haven't got to those yet. I would do this, and then I would shove some dinosaurs in here, which we're trying to make a good-looking park. This looks cool, I guess, but you want to have everything flow a little bit better. In the campaign, it kind of just has a moment where you just start placing stuff down, just place, and I need to put an enclosure in there. You don't really think about the critique of detail, but with this, you have automatically beta ready for you. You just have to put the gate in, put the food in. Obviously, you have to put all the foliage stuff in there in the water, but all that's simple if you just go over here and they tell you what they like. There's even some rocks in here that are covering their space and they still like it. But for the moment of truth, look at this, people. Look. It looks amazing. Also, I was like, what's playing that noise? It's these guys. This looks amazing at night too. It's all illuminated. There's a thing missing over here. I don't know where that guy went. But this guy's illuminating that, which I believe is the same on all these. Yep. Illuminating the water. Illuminating the flubbery. and illuminating this as well. So it looks amazing, people. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Once you see this video, I will be making this into a blueprint, which actually... Well, actually, hold up. Duplicate. Okay, yeah. I'll be making this into a blueprint. And there we go. This, as you can see, is what it's going to look like on the feed. It's got 3 stars. One person's already downloaded. I'm amazing. I know. I'm amazing. Don't forget to upvote it. And I believe upvoting it gets its better stars. Other than that, that's pretty much it for the rest of this video. This is the code if you want it, which will also be in the description below. Don't forget to upvote it so I can be I can be on the top, people. It really doesn't matter. As long as people get to use it, that's all that matters to me. So, with that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. Like I said, this works with challenge mode, campaign mode, and obviously in sandbox. The dinosaurs do need to have normal traits. They can't have aggressive traits. 2 of the Morris Intrepiduses over there hate people, so they don't like these guys being linked out. There is a weird glitch where this fence doesn't count the corner fences, so they extend out. So I would suggest probably not trying to put them close to each other. But if we look over here, everyone likes each other. So the only people who don't like each other are the people with the aggressive trait. So these nerds are angry 24/7. With that being said, don't forget to like, subscribe for more content like this. Hope to see you in the future, and have a majestic day. We're finished, we were finished.